started, today the first thing we did was seated barbell shoulder press. And when you're doing the seated barbell shoulder press, the main tip that I'm going to give you is, like today we did in front of the head, and just like yesterday on bench and on all that stuff, keep the bar over your elbows. So come down, make sure you're coming down with the bar over top of your elbows. Not too far out, don't go back or bow your arms like this. The proper form and the way to do it, the safest way possible for your shoulders and you in general, just the safest thing, is to come down and keep that bar over top of your elbows as you're coming. For the barbell shoulder press, we did 4 sets, and you're about to see what one of my sets was. But again, I can't stress enough to keep that bar over top of your elbows and drive straight up. The next exercise we did was seated dumbbell shoulder press, and we superset that with one arm rows on the Smith machine. So just like with the barbell shoulder press, for seated dumbbell shoulder press, keep those dumbbells over top of your elbows. They don't have to be directly out here. You can have them in a little bit, that's fine. But don't have, when I say over top of your elbows, I mean keep it over top of your arm here. Don't have it too far forward or too far back. That's going to put unnecessary and unhealthy strain onto your shoulders. Also, definitely hit some curls in with those dumbbells as you're going to sit down. As soon as you stand back up, every day is arm day. Always hit curls. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the curls for the girls in there. With the one arm Smith machine rows, you're going to be standing and you're rowing up. That's all it is with the Smith machine. You're going to row it up. So you're going to put your arm not directly in the center, a little bit to the side. In that center where there's no grip, you're going to go with like the outside of my hand. I have long arms, but the outside of my hand is on where the grip starts right there. And so you're just pulling up, do your 6 to 8 reps, switch, go to the other arm, do your 6 to 8 reps. That was all we did for shoulders today, so now we're about to get into legs, where the first exercise we had was squats, which was 4 sets of the 6 to 8 rep range. Now when you're doing squats, I'm sure you have heard or know the form for squats, but what you want to do is make sure you keep your back straight the whole time. Don't bend over your body, keep your back straight, and just like you're going to sit down, you put your butt out first, and then you go down. You squat down to where you get about that 90-degree angle, where your thighs, your hamstrings, that area is parallel to the ground, and then you drive up. You want to have your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and you want to be able, and make sure you sit back because you don't want your knees to go over top of your toes. That's going to cause knee problems later on. A pro tip for squats: when you're coming up, if you're struggling to come up, drive your elbows forward with it. If you look up and as you're coming up, you drive your elbows forward and make sure your back is straight and you're nice and tall. Drive those elbows forward and go up. It'll honestly help. But I don't know, I could not tell you why it helps, but I know it does. after squats, we went over to deadlift. I'm pretty psyched about my deadlift today because on my last set, it may not be a lot to some of you watching, but on my last set, I got 225. I got all 8 reps at 225 on deadlift, which is a personal best for me. And less than a year ago, I tore every ligament in my knee and fractured the bones around it in multiple places. So just super pumped to not only am I back to actually getting work done on a leg day, but my last set I was able to get more than I'd ever done before. It's actually 20 pounds more than I even weigh, and that was super psyched for me. But as you go down, you want to come down and you're going to be bending your legs because we're not doing straight leg deadlift. So you're going to bend your legs, and I always do the over-under grip. You can, however you want to do it. I always go over-under with left hand under, right hand over. That's just personally, that's what I do. So you're going to go down, and as you come up, you're going to drive up through your heels, throw your hips forward, and just pull it up. Next, we went on to leg press. Leg press, we had 4 sets in there. When I do leg press, personally, well, first off, it's like squats. Do not let your knees go over your toes. Knees go over your toes, that's just going to be, again, that's going to be horrible on your knees, and you don't want that. You do not want to have knee problems because you were using incorrect form. But what you're going to do is, what I like to do, like say these are my legs, I like to come down, you'll see, I do deep leg presses. So I like to come down, knees practically touching my chest, if not touching my chest, and then drive forward. Again, don't let your knees go through your toes, or go over your toes, and you're pushing through your heels and you're using your legs to force that weight back up. Not everybody likes doing the knees to chest leg press. I love it. That's the only leg press that I do. Honestly, I started doing it when I was reading. I was watching videos about what The Rock was doing when he was training to get ready for the movie Hercules, and he did the knees to chest leg press. That was the first time I'd ever tried it, and I fell in love with them. It's the only ones I've done ever since. Last thing we did was seated calf raises and standing calf raises. What I do is for seated calf raises, I get on the seated calf raise machine and I will, so if these are my feet, here are my toes, here's my heel, put balls of my feet onto the, we'll call it the bar, what you put your feet on, and I do 3 sets of 50. First set of 50, I do just normal. So toes here, heels here, just straight onto the thing. Second set, I put my toes outward, so my feet are kind of slanted in right here, and I do 50 that way. Third set, toes inward, so they're slanted up like this, and I do 50 that way. The reason I do that is because then it isolates and works the side of your calves and the middle of your calves, so you're working the entire calf for sure, and you're isolating the different parts. Now, like I said we superset that with standing calf raises. What I do for standing calf raises is I walk over to where the wall area is, where the wall is, and I just use that to help keep my balance, and I do 100 just body weight calf raises where I go up as high as I can and back down, and then after I do 100 of those, I'll go onto one leg and I will do 3 little mini sets where I do 10 just my left leg. On that 10th rep, I use my calf to jump up off of it. As I go up, I jump up, I land on my right leg, I do 10. And then on that 10th one, I jump up and land on my left leg. I count that as one set, so I'm doing 3 on each leg. And that's my standing calf raises, which I've been supersetting with the seated calf raises. The first week that I did this, I barely could walk the next day. If you're not used to actually going hard on calves, I highly recommend stretching before, after, before you go to bed, anytime you've been seated for a prolonged period of time. But yeah, so that's, I showed you a little bit of video of just how, like, foot placement wise. I got a little bit of that you're about to watch. But again, it's not much. I think I only videoed like 10 reps for each way. And I didn't video any of the standing because, again, I figured you probably wouldn't want to just watch me standing up next to a wall, bouncing up and down on my calves. Thanks for watching the video. As always, leave a comment on what you'd like to see in the future, what you think I could have done better. If you liked this way of me talking, rough cutting, hard cutting, whatever you want to call it, in between of me explaining it and then watching it in the gym, explaining it and watching it in the gym. Also, I apologize if the little instrumentals that were in there sucked. I'm not the greatest DJ, and the gym has music playing through the loudspeakers, and copyright reasons, I can't just be letting that be playing in my video. So I just mess around in GarageBand for these instrumentals. Hopefully they don't suck too bad, but we'll see. We'll see what you guys think of them. But yeah, let me know if you'd rather me be doing like a voiceover over like while I'm actually working out, or if you like these hard cuts better. But yeah, if you didn't like the video, be real, dislike it, give me some criticism in the comments about why you didn't like it, what you would have rather seen. If you did like it though, give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel. And I mean, we're in this fitness journey together, right? Oh, by the way, get big or go home.